For over 1,000 years, humanity has feared a single bite. In Mesopotamia, clay tablets warned of mad dog disease. The Greeks called it lyssa, frenzy, rage, possession. Victims would foam at the mouth, fear water, and slip into madness, as if demons had entered their bodies. For centuries, there was no cure. Communities killed stray dogs, exiled the bitten, and prayed the curse would pass them by. A bite meant death, slow, terrifying, and certain. Then, in 1885, a spark of hope. Louis Pasteur created the first rabies vaccine. For the first time in history, humanity fought back, turning myth into medicine and fear into survival. Yet even today, in parts of the world, rabies still claims tens of thousands every year, a reminder of ancient curse that never truly left. But to truly understand why rabies inspired such fear through history, we must follow the virus itself, from the moment of the bite to its terrifying journey inside the human body. Rabies. You hear the word, and it evokes a vague sense of fear. Maybe you remember a scene from Old Yeller, or that time a bat got into your house and your dad had to catch it. But you don't really know why you're afraid. Not really. Rabies is a death sentence. There is no cure. Once symptoms appear, it is already too late. The rabies virus is a bullet-shaped negative strand RNA virus. It is almost always transmitted through the bite of a rabid animal, most commonly a dog, bat, raccoon, or fox. The virus enters the body through broken skin, usually via a bite wound, and begins to replicate in muscle tissue. It then travels along peripheral nerves, moving inexorably toward the central nervous system. This process can take weeks or even months, depending on the distance from the site of infection to the brain. During this time, the victim is usually asymptomatic. They may not even remember being bitten, but once the virus reaches the brain, it begins to cause encephalitis, inflammation of the brain. The first symptoms are often non-specific: fever, headache, and general malaise. As the disease progresses, neurological symptoms appear: anxiety, confusion, agitation, hallucinations, and delirium. The most characteristic symptom is hydrophobia, a fear of water. The victim has difficulty swallowing, and even the thought of water can cause excruciating spasms in the throat. Eventually, the victim becomes paralyzed, slips into a coma, and dies. There is no treatment, there is no cure. Once symptoms appear, death is inevitable. The only hope is prevention. If you are bitten by a potentially rabid animal, you must receive a series of post-exposure prophylaxis injections as soon as possible. These injections are highly effective, but only if administered before symptoms begin. If you wait too long, there is nothing anyone can do. Rabies is one of the most terrifying diseases known to man, not because of how it kills, but because of how it changes its victims before death. The virus hijacks the brain, turning the victim into a creature driven by fear and aggression. In the final stages, the victim may bite others, spreading the virus further. It is a disease that turns man into monster, and monster into myth. So the next time you hear the word rabies, remember, it is not just a word, it is a warning. A warning that nature still holds horrors we cannot cure, and that sometimes the monsters are real. Rabies is out there, waiting, patient and silent, and if you are ever unlucky enough to meet it, you will never forget the terror it brings. So stay safe, vaccinate your pets, avoid wild animals. And remember, rabies is not just a disease, it is a nightmare. A nightmare that, once begun, can never be stopped. If you found this video informative, please like, share and subscribe for more content. Stay safe and spread awareness about rabies.